good afternoon and happy Wednesday to all of your sunshiny faces. Before, again, I get into anything further for today, guys, I do have volleyball footage from earlier today when we ended up going to Matthew's final regular season volleyball game, the real one. So I'll insert that for you guys.
Come on, nice swing. One bounce over.
guys, today's volleyball game. Okay, first off, let's go over the drive to get there. It took like almost an hour. It actually took over an hour to get there because of construction. And it was almost in the city. Like, it was literally right outside of Chicago. So we ended up driving like pretty much almost an hour. And then 2 of the main roads to get there were under construction. So it ended up taking like over an hour to get there, which was ridiculous. We left here an hour, and we actually got there like we left an hour before the game was supposed to start, which was supposed to start at 5:30. But luckily, again, it was their senior night. So we ended up, they started like half hour or so later, which was pretty nice. So we actually got there, I think we might have left like maybe about 50 to like 40 minutes before. We ended up getting there at 6 o'clock, which the game had started like right just about when we got in, which was actually really nice. But yeah, like I said, it was nice that they ended up having the what's it called, the senior night. So they did like their presentation kind of thing, you know, all that stuff, whatever. But yeah, it took a crazy amount of time to get there. To get home, it took literally probably about like 40 minutes or something like that, guys. It was so much faster. But trying to get into the city during like, it was construction and stuff like that was just, it was crazy. So anyways, though, guys, the game for today, they ended up losing the first set. I think the final was like 20 to 25 or something like that, or 21-25 or something. I don't remember off the top of my head, but they ended up losing. And then in the second game, they were down like 4 points or something like that. They came all the way back, tied it up, and then ended up actually winning the second set. Then they took it to a third set because it's best of 3, and also ended up winning that one too. It was the final for the third set was 23-25, guys. It was crazy. And on top of all of that, because I told you guys we didn't know that this was actually the last game. The coach had sent out an email and apologized. She said that she forgot to put it in the schedule, and that like everybody didn't think they had a game. One of the kids had something prior commitment that he had going on already for tonight, who's our setter, so he wasn't there. And so they had one of these kids that plays libero actually played set for him, and he looked like he was a little shaky. But honestly, guys, I feel like without having their core group of kids, plus another kid too, I told you guys on our senior night, ended up earlier that morning was playing baseball and ended up running into like a goalpost and like smashed his face up, broke his nose, and wound up like just had to get stitches and stuff like that. Matthew says he's supposed to be back for the playoffs, which start next week, but he hasn't been there either. So I felt like they actually did really good. They did win, but it was a little like hairy at points, and so it was good they ended up winning. And you know, like I said, not having their main setter there, and also one of the other kids, obviously he was out for the last 2 games also though, and the senior night, so I guess he hasn't played the last 4 games in total. So yeah, but like I said, I thought they did really well today, considering, like I said, not having him there. And so, you know, some of the spikes and stuff like that weren't necessarily like on point because some of the sets were a little bit off or whatever. But for not playing that position, I thought he did a really good job. So yeah, it was a really good win today, guys. And today was also Matthew's final day of school. I told you guys I didn't necessarily know when it was. Although he had full days yesterday, I remember how it ends up working for our school when I was there. They have regular full days, and then on the finals they have 2 days of finals. The first day of finals you have like your last classes have you take your finals, and your beginning classes, like, you know, your first 3 classes or whatever, you end up taking, you just go to class like normal, you study for your final or whatever is normally what you end up doing, but you just go to those 3 classes like normal, and then your last 4 or 5 classes of the day or something like that, I think is how it works. You end up taking those finals I think, or something like that. Or I think the seniors have it split up in 3 days, but it's like you take the first 3 finals on the first day, and then you go to your rest of your normal classes. Then you end up taking like your next 2 or 3 finals or something. Yeah, because they have 9 classes in total. So I think guys, I can't remember now. It's been so long since I've been in high school. I think you take those next 3, and then your first 3 classes, like you just don't even really do anything in or something like that. And then the final day, you take your first 3 class finals or something like that. But it's split up into like 3 days, but you take those finals in those days in order, but you still have like normal classes. And then like today, Matthew only had a half day with his finals. So yeah, I don't know. I can't even really remember how it ended up going, but I think he took his first 3 classes and took those the last of those finals. I don't know, guys. I'm confusing even myself at this point. But Matthew's officially done with high school, guys. I was like, that's so sad. His friend actually, and I think his girlfriend was over here too today, ended up coming, one of the ones that play volleyball with him, because they had to leave on the bus at 3 o'clock. But because for them, for the seniors, they had regular, like, what's it called? Like regular, like not regular, like half day. So they came home and then had to go back to school to get on the bus to go to the volleyball game today. Whereas all the other like junior, sophomores and stuff like that, they just, you know, had, got on the bus after school and went straight there. But, so yeah, Matthew's friend and his girlfriend ended up coming over after school today. But it's gonna be so weird, guys, though, because I was like, tomorrow, I was like, Matthew's not gonna have school, like he doesn't have to get up for school or anything like that. And it's like, it's still May, which is like kind of throwing me off too, because it's not even like June yet. It's not summer. Like, it doesn't necessarily feel like summer yet, especially because we skipped spring and went straight to summer kind of already, but now it just feels like summer to me. So yeah, it's just, our weather here is totally messed up, guys. We had no spring this year. We just, like I said, it was cold until like April, and then the end of April warmed up, and then it turned into like summer, and now there was like no spring. But it's weird though, because I feel like we're missing a season somewhere. It doesn't feel like summer yet for me. So yeah, anyways though, guys, Matthew's done with school, which is so sad, and today was his final volleyball regular season game. Now the playoffs start next Tuesday, so it's gonna be really cool, guys. I'm like super excited because it's the first time Matthew's ever played varsity, so I don't know what to expect for like that kind of stuff. But I think they're playing like a really, really low seed for the first game, in which they hopefully should win, and then they have to play 3. And then the thing that stinks is Matthew's graduation is on Wednesday, but they have one of the games on Wednesday, I think, if they make it that far. So if they don't, then they don't play. But if they do, then I'm like, I don't know how, because over half of our team is almost all seniors. I think we have like 3 or 4 that are junior, sophomore. And so I was like, I don't even know how that would end up working. I think we have 2 juniors, no, 1 junior, I think, and 2 sophomores or something like that. No, 2 juniors, 2 sophomores. So we only have 4 kids though. The rest of the kids are all seniors, and we only have 10 kids, so 6 of them are all seniors. So yeah, I was like, so I guess they're bringing up like JV kids to play, but I have no clue. Like, if we make it that far, I have no clue if they're going to actually wind up, like I said, like how that works, because of our Matthew's graduation's on Wednesday. So don't know what's going on, guys. I don't know if how that whole thing is going to work out, if they can like get the day changed so that their kids can actually show up. But it's like kind of dumb that like they would wind up having like a championship game on a day that like they have graduation. So like I said, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, guys. I'll have to find out next week. But I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you subscribe. And I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.